So, split pea and the potato have been simmering at 3.5 on this for about 17 minutes now from the time I put in the last potato, okay? So they probably still got about another 10 minutes or so, but I might as well get started on the second step, which is getting those hot dogs cooked. So, because this is simmering, and I have one of those ranges with a small burner, large burner, what I'll do now is I'll turn the back burner on high just to get it cooking for a second, and I'll do the old switcheroo. So now I have the front burner free for the task at hand, and I can put my stuff on the back to just get going. So I already turned the back down to 3.5, 4, and let it hang out. And I got the front burner on about 3.5. I'll throw a dab of butter in there, maybe about a third of a tablespoon. Yeah, that's along nice. You can see it's been cooking for almost 20 minutes or so. The pea is still kind of grainy. Should be a little bit more mushy than that. Once this gets done, in about another 5 minutes or so, I'm going to add some chopped up cabbage. I don't want to add it too early on because I don't want the cabbage to get too mushy. But by adding it at the end, it'll actually give some crunch to the soup. And I'm not going to be putting this, when it gets done being cooked, in the soup, but I'm going to be cutting them up and serving the soup over it. A hot dog for me and a hot dog for my wife. And these are hardwood smoked turkey hot dogs by Oscar Mayer. They were going for $1.99 at Walmart, and that's really what the deciding factor was. That and what the ingredients were. With hot dogs, I don't go for the cheapest. I go for the cheapest with a couple of salient points. Try to stay away from the nitrates. I mean, I love my red snappers, the hot dogs from Maine. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I do. I love them. And when I feel like one of those, I'm going to get one. I'm not going to give myself grief. But the rest of the time, the majority of the time, I make the choice to do something a little bit better. The ingredients in this are mechanically separated turkey, water, cultured corn sugar, and it contains less than 2% of tapioca starch, corn syrup solids, salt, dextrose, cultured celery juice, vinegar, cherry powder, and flavor. Look, some of that stuff, I don't know what that is. But of hot dogs, if you look at the back of other ones, there's ones that really go off the deep end. The cherry powder in this is just because there's no nitrates, it would be a different color. The turkey, I would go for a beef frank myself, but the turkey were on sale for $1.99. Can't go wrong there. So, throw my hot dogs in my lightly buttered pan. Give them a couple of slits. And this cabbage is, when I brought it home, I washed and cleaned it before I put it in the fridge. A nice little habit to get into so that when you're cooking and you want something, you don't have to bother prepping it later. This cabbage is an organic cabbage because it doesn't, I mean, if money wasn't an option, I'd get organic for pretty much everything, but it seems to me that this is one of those vegetables that you can peel the outside off pretty readily, and or readily, I'm sorry, and that makes it an easier choice to get non-organic. I always like to have the philosophy of sneaking in veggies I like into dishes. If I had some onions right now, I would have cooked them up and let them simmer on a low heat while the soup was cooking and added them to the soup. But all out of onions, unfortunately. So I'm sneaking in this cabbage instead. Sneak in garlic when you can. Sneak in, that's actually a great idea, some garlic. Why not? Sneak in a couple of cloves of garlic. This garlic is also non-organic. Wouldn't that have been something after World War II? If instead of making guidelines and saying that you had to do this to call something organic, if food was just called food, and then if it was some chemically modified crap, you'd have to come up with a name like that. This is chemically modified crap food, and then regular food was just organic the way it used to be. Alright, little trick. Take your knife, turn it flat, put your hand on it, obviously not on the sharp side, push down, and crush your garlic. Move it over, do the same thing with the second clove, give it a nice little chop up, bada boom, bada bing, adding veggies makes you the king. Hot dogs don't take long to cook, and I already have. Take those beautiful, delicious juices that are in there, and I actually turn this pan off because garlic cooks so quickly and over such a low heat, even though it was on 3.5. I'm not even going to need to keep it on. I'll add this in, and this garlic will cook up in no time. What we got going on over here? A couple of nice golden turkey hot dogs. As you can see, the garlic's already started to get golden brown in the pan, even though the burner is off. And in comes the woman who I make this all for. Hello. And so the garlic's pretty much all cooked, like I said. I'm actually gonna, some of it's getting nice and golden brown. Don't want to get too cooked. I'm gonna take it right off the heat. Got my split pea and potato. It's pretty much all done. Myself a little ladle to check it out. Pretty much all done. So now it's still simmering. I'm going to do the finishing touches. It's going to be involving throwing in my paprika, Italian seasoning, and celery seed, and a splash of regular vinegar and apple cider vinegar. So here we go. About a tablespoon and a half of apple cider vinegar. About 3-4 tablespoons, maybe a half a cup, 4 tablespoons, like I said, of regular vinegar, great value brand. Some shakes of the Italian seasoning, celery seed, it's the stuff. Celery seed is awesome. A couple extra shakes of that. And then paprika. Myself. What did I do with it? Voila. Throw in garlic. And last but not least, our cabbage. I'm going to let this all simmer for just a minute or two longer. Let the cabbage cook just a little bit, and then I'll serve it over those cut up hot dogs. Alright.